Alright, let's get started. Alright, welcome everyone who's here. I haven't even checked the numbers yet, so I'm hoping I'm not talking to myself here. Um, I moved everything around with the help of the. I feel bad for calling her like Mrs. Dimwit. I need to come up with a nickname for her. But yeah, the fiance helped me move everything around, made everything a little more presentable. She hung up my posters. So, yeah, people, let's uh let's get into this. I wanted to talk about conspiracy theories today, because I'm a huge fan of conspiracy theories, and I feel a lot of people would have a lot of ideas on what to talk about with that. 1 second here. Just gonna do one little thing. Hope y'all are having a good week. Since the last time I spoke to you. And yeah, just another reminder, the Digital Dimwit shirt is still available for pre-order. I've already received a lot of payments, but there's still some people that told me they wanted a shirt, and I never heard back from them after that. Again, you just have to send $20 per shirt to Cash App Digital Dimwit, and from there I'll be in communication with you on how to get your shirt, what size you want, or you could send me a little message on there. And also, gonna be able to take calls. I set it up to where if you have me on Facebook, you just do a call. I could play it on here, and we could have a conversation. So you could share your conspiracy theories with me. I have about three that I want to go over, but I know there's thousands and thousands that you all are welcome to call in and let me know about your conspiracy theory and what you believe in. Um, Theories are exactly what they are. They're theories. It's not proven. It's just an idea. So let's put on our tinfoil hats today and have fun and have this discussion. Thank you, Rachel, enjoying the show. I'm enjoying you as a viewer. Now, one that came across, this is one that's coming in. This is new. It's a online gambling website, an online casino called Rubet. I don't know if you all have heard of it. I'm not sure if you have, because it's illegal in America unless you have a VPN and you're able to access something overseas. Yeah, this is an online casino, not accessible in America, but yet the whole website and app is in English. I figure maybe it's the UK, but I figure if this was like a huge gambling casino, it would be in maybe another foreign language. And the crazy thing about this is the theory about this Rubet casino is that it's a front for a human smuggling operation. And that's because the dealers are all women. I think there's maybe one or two guys from when I was able to go in and see, but they're all women. And you could play against these female dealers at any time. It's a live stream, so you can message them and they'll respond to you to make your GG. Thank you for the subscription. These women will be playing for hours nonstop. You never see them leave the table. But what's been coming out is people have been screenshotting these dealers passing out mid game. They'll pass out at their table, and random guys will go pick them up and carry them off. But you could see the other women in the casino also doing their live streams, but they don't react to it. It's as if they're told just to let it go, or they're maybe just used to seeing the other females passing out and being carried away. But I think that's a huge indicator that this might be human trafficking, because let me see. I have a screen. Let me show you. I was able to find a video.
Hallo, what the fuck? Hätte man. Ja.
Let's see. Will it show my video? No, it's not going to show it. I really wanted to show it and share it with you all. So yeah, basically in this one, I'm going to still try and work on it. And basically this is a stream that's going on maybe at 3, 4 in the morning, and you see the female completely pass out. And I thought it was terrifying. and there's a lot, and there's one more that's even scarier, but I can't find the video for that one. Let me see. Can I share it with you now? Okay, here we go. So this is mid game. You can see that the other dealers are not paying attention to it at all. So this is like there's someone actually betting against her, so they're seeing her on their screen. And then you go a little bit more, you got some random guy, which kind of looks sketchy. I mean, he looks like a 90s villain's goon, like a little henchman. I could be wrong, but this is the theory. She's passed out. All the other women are playing their games, trying not to look up. She just gets carried off screen as if it's a normal thing. And I don't know. That's like they're watching, but they're not reacting. Like if I saw one of my coworkers pass out, I would get up right away and render aid to them or anything. But it's as if they know they're not supposed to get up. They're not supposed to react to this. So I thought that was a real creepy one. And there's another one. The one I can't find is it was this blonde female, and she started getting a lot of attention. She started getting a lot of attention, and people were posting about her on TikTok and everything because she looked very similar to a woman that went missing about 8 years ago. The same face structure, the hair color, and once that started gaining attention, she started wearing a face mask. So I don't know if maybe whoever's in charge, if this is true, because this is just a theory, maybe whoever's in charge of this whole operation noticed that she was getting eyes to her and maybe they were onto them. So now, whenever she's the dealer, she'll wear a face mask so you can't really see her features. I think they're drugged. It could be drugs also to keep them um, like mellow so they won't put up a fight. But it happens a lot. There's a lot of other videos of that happening to them. Let's see if I can find another one. Of just these. I knew I had another. Yeah, it's called Rubet, and it's been around for a very long time, but it's gained a lot of attention now with people on TikTok talking about it. Okay, here I found another woman dealing blackjack and passing out. Well, this one's not really passing out. She's just kind of dozing off and falling asleep. And this isn't the one I was telling you about. So no, I could be completely wrong and giving bad information, but it's very common now. All you have to do is go on TikTok and do the hashtag Roobet, Roobet, and you'll see a lot of people sharing like what they find when they play. And if you try looking up any information on the business, it says they're from Australia. I don't know if that's true or if maybe because they're just using the kangaroo um, as their logo and they're just trying to feed off with that. But it seems very weird and they do seem drugged, which is a little bit unnerving. I don't know if anyone else has any conspiracy theories they want to talk about tonight before I get into the next one I have planned. get into the next one. Is anyone familiar with the Denver airport? Any travelers or anyone that are into these kinds of theories? Let me. Thank you, Heather. Thank you for stopping by. Okay, so this is the Denver International Airport, and a lot of people, the theory around this is that it was built by the New World Order. That this is where they're going to take the most powerful people, at least in America, once the apocalypse starts, and that there's bunkers and there's tunnels and there's like a whole city underneath the airport that you can't access unless you're part of the Freemasons, the Illuminati. I think it's the Freemasons though, because there's hidden Freemason symbols in the building. Another thing that they have is what's known as Blucifer. You don't know what Blucifer is? That is this little guy. Well, he's not a little guy. He is a very huge horse. This is Blucifer. He actually stands in front of the Denver airport. Uh, no one knows why it's a blue horse, but the theory is that it's a symbol for one of the horsemen, so that there's three other horses hidden in America to identify where the safe houses are. So it's a blue horse, and we got bright red eyes, and the red eyes will be glowing throughout the night, which is a very odd symbol you would want to have for an airport. The thing about this horse is it has actually killed two people. It killed the sculptor who was making it, and it killed the person who was trying to install this on the site where it's at. So this statue has killed two people already, which is already a really unnerving sign. I don't know if anyone's heard of this. Like, feel free to weigh in on this. So yeah, you got that. You got tunnels. You got Freemason logos. Then you got the Blucifer, and then there's this mural on one of the walls, which I don't know why they would be putting maybe like a steampunk Nazi as on the wall. This is a mural that goes across endless tunnels and visits from lives or people. Yeah, pretty much. There's a huge mural that is supposed to show what the end of days is going to look like, and you got this character here with people huddled under. Kennedy supposedly belongs to one. He wears a skull pin. I've not heard anything about that. And then another, well, I don't want to say interesting, but another unnerving thing about it is, let me get rid of this. Oh, they don't have the photo of it. Let me see if I can find a photo. The airport itself is in the shape of a swastika. So what we have here is an aerial shot of the. Oh, that's interesting. He was a mason. I think my one of my best friend's grandfathers is a Freemason as well, but I don't know that much about him. He doesn't talk about him a lot. But yeah, you could kind of see from the structure. You have kind of a swastika symbol. I could be reaching. It could be an overreach, but there's a lot of things that add up in a very strange way about this. I mean, you got the horse. You got. Let me see if I can find a picture of the mural. Because I really don't see why someone would have that as their. Hopefully this. about to say they're coming after me already. I'm talking too much about this. And this is all just, theories. It's just fun to have a conversation like this. So this is one of the murals that's a huge piece of the airport, and you could see there's dying children. There's buildings on fire. Right next to it is where you see that Nazi soldier, and this isn't hidden. This isn't subtle. This is you're walking through the airport and um, you walk right by this. This is huge. I think this is about 15-foot tall, a piece of art. So there's a lot of things that just don't add up about this, and it's pretty scary to think about. Oops, no, did not delete that. I almost deleted my whole. Can't be doing that. Um, I don't know what that was. Something moved behind me and knocked down a poster. That's awesome. Um, I'm getting a little bit thirsty. Hold on. For once, I'm not drinking water. I usually have a water with me. So I actually want to find a reason to go. I've been to Denver. I just never went to the airport, but this kind of gives me a reason to want to go and explore it a little bit. Mm. Oh yeah, there's a theory that there's Illuminati headquarters in the underneath all those tunnels, and that there is also a time capsule. So who knows what's in there? I think I should live stream me breaking in and going in there. There's also bunkers. Like I said, there's like a whole city underneath there, and there's bunkers. There's a train that runs underneath the airport for some reason. I don't know why. Lizard people is one of the big theories. I always enjoy when people mention the lizard people because they're among us. I mean, have you ever seen Zuckerberg? Zuckerberg? Yeah, there's a lot of conspiracy theory videos, and I wanted to go ahead and make a conspiracy theory video. And I was thinking about it, and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna make it the live so other people could chime in and tell me about their conspiracies and what they believe in. Um, I do somewhat believe in these. I mean, I have fun talking about these, especially the next one. The next one's probably one of the biggest conspiracy theories out there. And I don't know if you all are familiar with John Benet Ramsey. Can can I get a yes or a no in the comments about John Benet Ramsey? I think I know what documentary you're talking about. I've seen that documentary too. That's what got me into that whole idea. Yeah. Can I get a John Benet Ramsey? Yes, I got a yes for John Benet Ramsey. Well, do y'all know the theory with John Benet Ramsey? This is gonna be kind of like this is extremely tinfoil hat material. For those of you who don't know, John Benet Ramsey was a little girl, a pageant queen who was murdered. A lot of theories on that alone. There's theories that it was the father, the brother, that the parents were just trying to save the brother because they had already, yeah. That was my theory that it was the brother, that they were. I mean, kids being kids, like maybe roughhousing. He went a little bit too far and killed her. The parents started covering up because they had just lost their daughter. They didn't want to lose their other child and be childless. So that's what happened. Especially since the police searched the house, couldn't find her, and then hours later, the dad calls, "Oh yes, she's over here, in this room." Like that seems real fishy. But that's not the theory for tonight. Okay, I want y'all to stay with me. Stay with me a little bit on this one. The theory that I kind of believe, but I kind of like talking about it just because it's a conversation starter, is that Katy Perry is John Benet Ramsey. Has anyone heard that one? That Katy Perry is John Benet Ramsey? They're saying Katie's parents are actually Patty Ramsey and John Ramsey. That they faked the death, and the cover was done to work on her becoming famous. I don't know how that one really lines into it, but if you look at Katy Perry's appearance, she does look like a grown-up version. Like if you were to do one of those uh, age simulations on one of John Bonet's photos, it does look like Katy Perry. Let me go ahead and share that with you. And there's a lot of photos to go through. I'm just looking for a clear one that's a good size. Let me just go by large. Okay, so here on the left we have John Bonet, and on the right we have a Katy Perry. Don't tell the parents. I mean, there are some features that are strikingly similar. If you want to look at the eyebrows, the eyebrows is one of the big ones for me. I don't know if anyone else agrees. You got the mouth shape a little bit, and yeah. So the theory is that it is Katy Perry. That's just a fun thing that she's never confirmed nor denied. So I think she's having fun with the whole idea of it. Uh, the bridge of the nose and shape of the jaw, if you actually overlap them, line up perfectly, as well as the eyebrows. So, and I'm not here trying to convince everyone and trying to build like a whole case, anything. I'm just here to have a discussion. I'm just trying to just have a discussion, nothing major. Um, to even people cover, the people didn't cover it. It was another magazine that covered it, but they used the People magazine cover to compare. Could it be? It could be. The teeth are wrong. I think the eye color is the same, more or less. The eyebrows, like I said, line up. The chin lines up. Hello, Lily. So I'm not sure. Could be. Probably not. But it's a possibility. I don't know what y'all think. And those are basically like the three conspiracy theories I wanted to talk about. I was hoping I would have some people call in and share theirs. If not, I could go ahead and do that. 62, you don't think so? I mean, I'm not 100% convinced. I'm maybe like 50-50, like yes, no, kind of hoping that it is because I feel like that would finally give some answers. They're both from Colorado, and they both came from very religious families. So that's another thing that people are kind of putting together, that they have similar backgrounds and from the same place. And if JonBenet Ramsey was alive, she would be Katy Perry's age. I think there's like a 1 or 2 year difference there, but then they could always lie about Katy Perry's age. If this is real, probably not. Just wanted to have fun and have a conversation here. What is this? Neck mole. Hmm. Are you making me dig more now? Oh, what is that conspiracy? I've never heard of that. Um, I probably haven't heard of that because I don't even know how to pronounce that. But hold on, I'm looking at a neck mole real quick. Cannot find a neck mole. I'm saying if this was true, which, like I'm saying, it probably isn't. I think that would be a very interesting thing to happen. Now let's look at this other one that was suggested by N Holtz 32. Hollywood is harvesting from kids. Oh yes, I have heard of this. Yeah, it all started like with a song or something. And this kind of goes into like kids in Hollywood, which growing up I always wanted to be like a TV star, like on a kid show. Like I never wanted to be a movie star. I always just wanted to be like on some kid show. And a lot of things have come out, and a lot of conspiracy theories about kids in Hollywood. I know Corey Feldman's talked a lot about that, and it's really gross if it's true. These things that happen. I don't know if anyone's familiar with Dan Schneider. He's probably the most famous. So then, who was killed? John Bonet. Um, I feel bad for laughing at that. I shouldn't have laughed, but yeah, John Bonet Ramsey was killed. I believe she was killed. Um, Dan Schneider is, well, he was a huge producer for Nickelodeon. He made some of Nickelodeon's best shows like um, iCarly, Zoe 101. He did all that back in the 90s. He pretty much put Nickelodeon on the map for live action shows. He really took them from that. Drake and Josh, stuff like that. So let me share a photo with him in case you all are not familiar with him. So the thing with Dan Schneider is he always had access to children and famous children. He was basically, if you were on his good side, he would turn you into a star kind of thing. Victorious, Salmon Cat, a lot of real popular shows. I mean, he kind of launched Adriana Grande's career by putting her on two of his shows. Well, recently he's been blacklisted from Nickelodeon. They fired him because he would do a lot of creepy things, a lot of things that really shouldn't be acceptable. And one of these things, we're gonna go, down a little list here. And one of the theories with him is that he mentally broke Amanda Bynes, and that's why we don't hear from her anymore. Oh yeah, going back to the brother, yeah, he is the only one alive, so uh, the truth will either be said by him or the truth will be revealed by him. But back on Dan, um, he would come out in skits with the kids he worked with, and they were always the weird parts of the show. Like here, he would sit with a 14-year-old Amanda Bynes in a hot tub. He's fully clothed, she's in a bikini, and they would just talk about weird things. The topic we're talking about is conspiracy theories, and right now I'm going over the children in Hollywood theory. Well, especially with Dan Schneider. Another thing he's known for is having a foot fetish. And I'm not here to kink shame anyone. I mean, everyone has their things that they're into, but he specifically liked kids' feet. To where on his Twitter he would. Oops, I think I hit a wrong button. Am I still live? And okay, yes, we're still live. On his Twitter, he would even ask for kids to tweet him pictures of their feet. And this went on for years. He was always tweeting. He was always tweeting about his the actress's feet. Little Adriana Grande from Victorious. Let me smiles at one of her co-stars' feet, but which one? And then he would post the picture of the foot. He was always just sharing things. Toes similar to fingers, but not nearly as good. Who agrees? And Carly Tickle Sam's very unusual toes. If you have a moment, and then he'll go ahead and share a picture of their toes. I mean, he these kids are 12 to 15 years old, and he was a predator, a really big predator. Kids use, yeah, kids use Twitter, and he would get a lot of responses. He would get everything. It's to the point where Nickelodeon wasn't even hiding it anymore. Dan Schneider was their golden goose. Like he was throwing out shows so much, and to the point where even in the '90s, this was Nickelodeon's logo for a while. A foot, and yeah, like that's kind of gross. I mean, it was basically his network at the time. He basically owned the '90s and the 2000s, and for him to always be known for showing actresses' feet online, he would revolve whole episodes around someone's foot, or he would like to show feet, and then for Nickelodeon to go ahead and adapt their logo into the foot. I don't want to get too graphic. I'm not going to share like videos, but there are, and that's because this man's married. This is a married man. He has a famous wife who's a chef, and then oh, like how I said, he would ask for people to send pictures of their feet. So on his Twitter feed, he would just have all these kinds of photos being sent to him throughout the day. And I mean, parents probably weren't paying attention to what their kids were doing, but he was basically getting a treasure trove of things that he enjoyed. And then there was these parties he would throw, and this has been confirmed by so many celebrities, like child stars who have grown up. Megan Fox has admitted this. Hilary Duff admitted this. Um, Adriana Grande admitted it, and a whole bunch of other ones. Basically, these producers would all get together. It was him and other producers. But he was the main one since he would write everything and produce everything. No, it was respect. I didn't tell her to get off. I even said, "Don't get off. I'm still working on things because I was still cleaning." I've talked to Ophelia like behind the scenes, and I I only do my show once a week, and like I've told her like, yeah, I do it here, so she kind of knows. She's thrown people my way and like recommended me, and I recommend her channel to people also. It's just professional courtesy. I didn't mean for her to get off. I wanted her to be on for another hour or two while I prepped all this. So I wasn't telling her to get off or wanting her to or rushing her or anything like that. She's a good friend of mine, and she knows I wouldn't be speaking to her in that way or expecting her to get off just because I want to get on. Plus her throat's bothering her. I know she's not feeling too well. Um, I still wanted her to go on for another hour or two. I wasn't ready. But Ophelia, if you're watching, hope you do feel better. But back to Dan Schneider. They would have these casting parties, and these were parties where kids who want to be stars would go. Like their agents would set them up. Like, oh yeah, it's going to be a pool party. A lot of producers are going to be there, and they're going to hold casting auditions, and they're going to hold all these things. But the rule was parents weren't allowed. If I'm dropping my 12, 13-year old daughter at some huge mansion for a pool party with producers, I wouldn't want to drop it. Like I wouldn't want to drop her off. Like that's a lot of red flags to me. But I know there's some Hollywood parents that just want their kids to be stars, so they don't care what happens to them as long as they get the role. Well, at these parties, there is no parents, so it would be 40 to 50 kids from ages 12 to 16 at the pools, and they'd be alone with these producers. Well, a lot of these actors who have come out to speak about this would say that it was a common rule that if you were in the swimming pool near the producers, you had a much better chance of becoming a star if they saw you in the pool. And then there was also times where the producers would want to hold a private audition somewhere like around the pool or in the house. And one actress came out and said she basically left the industry because this female left the industry because she felt very uncomfortable. She wanted her mom there and just didn't like the vibe, so she actually left the party. And she's held interviews, but she doesn't show her face. She doesn't give her name, but she gives details that other people confirm. There is this other actress who I think came out in Zoe 101. I don't remember that show, but I know it had Britney Spears' little sister on it. To where she described her audition process. She read the lines, got called back the next day, and as she's going into the room with the producers, Dan Schneider, the writers, the person holding the audition said, "Oh, the producers want you to take off your shoes and come because you're going to be running around a little bit." She felt uncomfortable at age 12. She already felt uncomfortable. Like, why do these strangers want me to take off my shoes to go and talk to them? So she explains her process that they were there. They were asking her if she paints her toenails. They were asking her if she wouldn't mind walking around on her bare feet around the room for a little bit because that it was going to be for a scene that they were going to shoot. They do a lot of barefoot scenes in Dan Schneider shows, but she got cast. She never mentioned anything. After she started coming out about it, he she basically got blacklisted to where she doesn't work anymore. Like no one wants to give her work anymore because in Hollywood, if you screw over the wrong person, you will never work in the industry again. You hear it all the time. Like you'll never work in Hollywood again. Let's see what else he's done. So yeah, he would hold these parties. He would. Where is it? And he. Oh, another theory. This is not confirmed or anything, but that show Zoe 101 that starred Britney Spears' sister. Near the end of the show, they canceled it suddenly. They say it was planned, but it was the highest ranking show, and I don't know why they would just cancel it out of nowhere. But it turned out it was because Jamie Lynn Spears was pregnant. She had a teenage pregnancy, and the theory is that this producer Dan Schneider is the father. No one's ever confirmed or denied it, but that's the theory. Let's see, and let's get a side by side photo of them. Why are all these photos small? Okay, so we have Dan Schneider, the producer, and Jamie Lynn Spears, which was the star. The theory is that he fathered her child, canceled the show just to throw the heat off of him because a lot of people said that he was oddly close. And then they even did a side by side with the daughter. To show that there are some similarities in the two of them. So, is it true? Is it just a theory? Who really knows? They're the ones. Socks stiff as everyone's still on the feet topic. And one of his biggest stars, of course, Adriana Grande, and a what is her name? Miranda Cosgrove. He was oddly close to them at all times. To where I'm not saying he did anything. I don't want to say he did, but he he was known for walking around with a camera on set, and he would take candid videos like behind the scenes, but they were always weird things like him chasing the actors around. And I get it, it's like a kid's show, everyone's supposed to be having fun, but I think there's a line between adult and child that shouldn't be crossed. Like he would go and do surprise tickles to the actors. He would it's on the side. He would there isn't even a time where he dropped Miranda Cosgrove on the floor and then got the camera real close, like right above her. It was a very weird um angle to where he would post these on his personal YouTube account. But once the theories and started coming out, he would delete everything. He deleted all the videos of behind the scenes. And then you could see in this photo, he has his hand somewhere where it shouldn't be on a young teenage girl, and doesn't really seem to be to think there's anything wrong with it when obviously there is. But there's a huge rabbit hole you could go under and start seeing all these videos and stuff. Let me see if I can find a video or two of him acting weird behind the scenes. Let me see. Here's another behind the scenes photo that was taken in one of the cast member rooms. Yeah, obviously she's underage. Like, there's not a question about it at all that she is underage. So he got fired from Disney. No, from Nickelodeon. Nickelodeon fired him and canceled pretty much all his shows. Let's see.
This is why I'm in Hollywood. Yeah. Did she say nice things about me? Because I will tase her if necessary.
Uh-oh.
I have the taser. We haven't had to use it in a long time.
I said lots of nice things.
So I said nice things.
Oh.
That's going to get on TV. What? That's going to get on TV.
Michelle Obama. Oh yeah, head of the class. He came out head of the class. But yeah, for there to be compilations, and there's so many.
His videos made me so nervous.
Why?
See your name again. Because you never know what you're doing. You don't. You never know.
Young Adriana.
I would not be on the tube when I get this will. I would not put this on the tube. You know what's going to happen if I put this on YouTube. What?
Like, no one really seems to want to talk when he's around.
Episode of iCarly when this British guy came on the show and called everyone a bunch of hobknockers.
Yeah, there's
Throat is my instrument. I'm a throat player.
and a lot of sexual innuendos, like a lot of things they would say. Yeah, he would like he always had something with feet. Like in at least every episode, there was a foot shown or mentioned. No, he was never arrested. He was just fired.
Always gotten A's in music. How does a person go from an A to a D?
Me in 8th grade.
Again, like being in the hot tub with her.
Which one of us is?
I'm dying. Try it again, but more cat-like.
Okay.
Basically cornering her just to make her laugh.
Action. What did the young shrimp say? It sounded like, what did the young...
Oh, here's one of the most famous ones. Like you could see before he showed up or before they realized he was there, they were all laughing, having a good time. And just look how everything changes as soon as he gets close to him.
Oh, no. I haven't got my costume on yet. Sorry. Caught Jerry in a bad mood.
Like these are all shows that he put, like he wrote these things. And these shows are these are geared to like 14-year-olds, 15-year-olds. I was already too old to be into these shows when they came out. But there have been some people that spoke out against him and they don't work anymore. Like they're not in the industry anymore. There's one where one of the actresses went to go speak out against him. Let me see if I can find that clip. There we go, Jeanette McCurdy, Dan Schneider. I can't find it. There's one where she kind of had a mental break. I probably won't be able to find it. Oh, it was on Vine, not TikTok. Oh, here we go.
Hey, Dan Schneider. I know you're watching my Vine. Do you like my Vine? Vine, fine. Vine. Look what you've done to me.
Oops.
My man is the worst.
So yeah, that's kind of like what he's done. And you can just type his name into YouTube and you're gonna find a list of people who have worked with him talking about him, who don't work anymore talking about him. And what's really weird is Ariana Grande, who's probably the biggest star he boosted, only says positive things about him. She speaks very highly of him. And never talks bad about him, but in the videos he would show of her, like the photos he would put, he basically made her do the worst things. Like there's part you saw when she was like upside down pouring water on her chest, getting hit with all those water guns. There's another part where he makes her suck her own toes for like 2 minutes on camera. He basically put her through the worst, but she speaks highly because I think in a way she owes her career to him. So yeah, that was a couple of theories that I just want to share with you. I have a few viewers left, so I want to thank you all if you all stayed with me, or if you hopped on midway or near the end and you're sticking with me for now. I want to go ahead and remind you, shirt pre-orders close soon. They're gonna close on Friday the 13th, and on Friday the 13th, I'm gonna go ahead and do a special um, themed episode. It'll have something to do with Friday the 13th, superstitions, and stuff like that. So you could go ahead and call in with those. But if you do want the shirt, they are $20. Just Cash App Digital Dimwit. I'll get in touch with you from there. And I want to remind everyone that I'm not making any money off of these shirts. The money's going to go to pay the local business that's making them, and the rest is going to go to a charity organization that will help children in hospitals. I've also been in contact with the orphanage down here. I want to do something special there, but I'm not going to get into the details. There's just going to be some things I'm going to do, and it's going to be with everyone's help who buys the shirt. I'll probably see if I could match whatever the donations are. I'll see if I can match that too, so we can double it all together. You take off a pairless shoe for pairless shoes. So yeah, I'm not trying to make money off of this. Any money that goes towards the shirts, it's gonna go straight to someone in need who will benefit way more from than I would. Also, I'm very close to becoming a YouTube partner, and I'm already gonna set it up to where once that YouTube money starts coming in, it's gonna go straight into going towards somebody else. I mean, if I get the money, I'm just gonna add more stuff to my collectibles, buy more posters. So it really won't benefit me. I want it to benefit somebody else. So, complete transparency. I already have a Google document, a Google spreadsheet that shows all the money that's coming in, and it's going to show exactly where the money's going to. It will be accessible by anybody if anyone wants to take a look and see how their donations are going and what they're benefiting and how much they've helped somebody. That'll be accessible through my YouTube channel to where you can go at any time, day or night. It'll be unlocked 24 hours a day, and anyone can see that. And I'm gonna see if I could set a separate account to where that money will go straight through there, and everyone will have access to that too. Not exactly the banking and routing numbers, but complete transparency. I don't want uh, anything to go to me at all. I've said that a bunch of times, and I figure if I have a platform, I should do something good with it, and that's what I want to do. And also, if you don't want to get a shirt, but you do want to have a hand in something, I know I had. I don't think she's. Oh, she left earlier. I think because I don't see her commenting anymore. But I have a follower from Philadelphia. She went and donated a little money just to help benefit somebody in need. That was really great. So if you do want to benefit, if you do want to help someone else's benefit to somebody else's benefit, you could just Cash App anything. I'll take a quarter and send it to Cash App Digital Dimwit, and once again, I will show you where all your money's going to. It's not going to go to. I want to thank you all for stopping by with me, and I want to give you all a heads up. Next week, I'm going to be doing something very different. I am going to do a trivia game on my live where I will be the host, and you all will be able to call in and give the answers, and I'll see if the winner could, if I could get a prize to the winner. So I'm going to do, let's do movie trivia, since that's probably my best. I'm going to do some movie trivia to where I will be asking questions. Whoever calls in first with the right answer will get a point. At the end of the stream, we'll count up who has the most points, and that person will win a prize from me. I'll put something together. I have a lot of little goodies around here. So yeah, tune in next week for we'll call it Dimwit's Trivia. Love your shows. Thank you. Well, thank you. I appreciate anyone who watches. But yeah, everyone, tell your friends to be back here 8:30 next Tuesday for a fun trivia game. And depending on how well that goes, we'll continue Trivia Tuesdays and get some prizes to you. My followers are amazing. I don't have the biggest following, but I think I have the most caring and kind followers. I've even if you go back on my first live stream, there were people trying to troll with me, trying to poke fun at me, call me out. I addressed them professionally. I wasn't rude to them. I didn't yell at them. I didn't cuss at them. I just basically said, you're entitled to your own opinion, but you know what? Let's just watch. And by the end of that stream, they were commenting and having a good time also. So I just see I don't like calling them haters. I don't like using the word haters, but like any hater on my channel, it's great when they could, just say, you know what? You're not full of this, or you're not solely doing this one thing. And I think the Vanessa videos caused a lot of people to come against me and to hate on me. You could read the comments, but off all the hateful comments I've gotten, attacking physical appearance, saying all these kinds of mental things, I've never attacked them back. I've thanked them for their comment first of all, and then I go ahead and I just explain my reasoning on why I say things and stuff like that. And they usually, I've had it a few times to where they say like, okay, like you're cool, or I appreciate that you didn't argue. And there's some that get mad that I don't argue with them, so they continuously go back and go back. I think I had someone saying that I was Frank Mar Jr., that I was trying to be like him, when I feel like me and Frank are completely different. Yeah, VT's been quiet, but she has court this week, so she might be trying to get her ducks in a row. There's another one to, they were saying Ophelia's my mother and I should go ask her on what I should do next, or I shouldn't be doing videos without her permission and stuff. Like, just trying to poke uh, fun. People wanted me to make a video exposing Ophelia. I don't think she does anything bad. I don't think she's I don't think she's like has these ulterior motives, or she's up to something. So I went and told her, I was like, look, if you come across anyone saying I'm covering or doing videos on you, it's a lie. I sent her the screenshots. It's like someone's trying to ignite a little something between all the channels. Like someone was trying to ignite something between me and Frank. Someone was trying to ignite something between me and Ophelia. Um, but I'm not here to argue with anyone. I feel like all content creators, whether they get along or not, it's part of a brotherhood. Everyone should be working together. You're doing a great job. Well, thank you. And thank you all for sticking with me and putting up with me. We went over some interesting stuff today. Denver Airport is where I'm going to go when the world ends. Company Ramsey might be Katy Perry, probably isn't. What else do we cover? Check on your online dealers, your casino dealers, because they might be human trafficking victims. And Nickelodeon supported a sick pedophile. That's pretty much what we covered. We did a lot of things, but like I said, professional demeanor speaks highly of yourself. And that's the funny thing. I don't think people would really see me as professional. I mean, I have a lot of toys everywhere. Like, I have a lot of like toys and fidget toys and stuff like that. So maybe that's why I don't see myself as a professional, since I do these things. I mean, look, I got like a little fire truck here. But the fact that anyone decides to say that I'm professional or good at something, I think that really changes me. That really makes me feel like I do make a difference here. But I'm already rambling, and I still need to take the family to Walmart, and we're having movie night tonight. We're gonna watch Jungle Cruise, so hopefully it's a good movie. And I'll be in communication with you all. Remember, next week we're gonna have Digital Dimwits Tuesday trivia. I'll come up with a better name because I'm horrible at that. After all, I am a dimwit. But you all have a good day, and love you all for stopping by. Power Ranger collector, that brought me back. Mentioning Power Rangers, I don't know if I could show my whole thing. Um, yeah, all that is Power Ranger stuff. I have signed stuff. I have action figures, statues, the helmets, the morphers. I could go on and on about Power Rangers. I just don't want to bore you all with that. I've even had some of the actors give me shout outs of my YouTube channel on their channel because I follow them and chat with them. But yeah, but I'll stop taking up your time. Thank you.